Welcome in, Gemini. Welcome back. How you doing? I hope everybody's having a beautiful day so far. Welcome in Monday. Okay, so if you haven't been with me before, welcome in. My name is Priscilla. I'm a psychic medium, tarot reader, healer, empath, and I also have the gift of telekinesis, which I will give you an example of somewhere in the reading. And if I forget, just go back to the last one, okay, guys? All right, so of course we're all on different timelines and we all live different lives. So please take what resonates and leave the rest to who it belongs to. But I do have messages for you. I did predict something back at the end of last year. I'm not sure if this belongs to you, Gemini, but something was ending in the end of March. Something was ending in the month of March, sorry, whether that be in a relationship or a job or a schooling, career, whatever, whatever it is, a lease, whatever this might be, a debt that you owe, or, but something's definitely going to be ending in the month of March, and if this is somebody's, life, my condolences. Okay, but for some of you that need to hear this, it happened for your own good, to bring you to a better space and a better timeline. Okay, so let's get started with this reading, Gemini. Let's see what's going on. All right, I speak through my spirits through my emblem here. Okay, so I will be asking them while I'm doing the reading. I also channel in also on messages. Okay, I don't know. I just heard something about somebody being like, I don't know, in a bad or a bored or not in a good space right now, feeling down. Maybe you got into an argument with somebody that you don't like, or somebody don't like you, something like that. But yeah, they're saying yes. All right, so let's go. Some kind of completion to something is about to happen though. All right, what is in the present energy for Gemini spirit? Some form of necromancy is what I do, okay? Let's go, Gemini. What's their present energy for Gemini? Gemini. Okay, so right now, Seven of Pentacles. For some of you, you're waiting for some results here. This is a long-term investments, all right? This is potential work and success here. This is you being patient, on your investment. This is harvesting. Maybe you're something's about to harvest, something's about to come to fruition, all right? Status ability. Maybe, you're stacking your states, I just heard, but you're watching something grow here. Maybe you invested something. Maybe you invested some money in something over here, and it's about to, come to. Maybe it's a stock. Maybe property, a job. Maybe again you finished school and you're about to go into something here, but something about to do with a skill and harvesting. Okay, yeah, and what influences this, the helpful or energy or the challenges here, is you being left out in the cold, a financial burden here. Five of Pentacles, being left out in the cold. This is unfortunate. This is troubles financially, running out of resources, financial tension, financial loss, despair. All right. Maybe, something to do with money. Definitely something to do with some kind of investment or something, maybe that left you out in the cold right now, or made you, lose money of some sort. Or maybe you're waiting for this investment so you can get out of like the hole, get out of trouble. What's the past issues, the basis of the situation here? Past issues. Yeah, guarding yourself. Yes, Seven of Wands. Maybe you're dealing with the fire sign. Aries, Sagittarius, or Leo, but this is, you're defending yourself, struggling and a conflict or struggle, some kind of confrontation. Maybe you had to stand your ground on somebody to somebody. This is strength in adversity, holding your high position here. Like, hold on a second, hold on. Maybe you defended yourself or something, and something you lost money somehow with this. Defending this money maybe, or something that you invested in and now you got to defend it or something. They're trying to leave you out in the cold. Now, this is your immediate past. This is what's behind you, balancing. All right, juggling stuff, balancing many obligations at the same time, you know. So this is good news, though. This is go with the flow. This is good news. This is you balancing everything, trying to, all these things at once. And this is in what's right behind you. What's in your immediate past? What's your crowning thoughts? I'm gonna follow it up with more tarot to clarify these cards right here. Your crowning thoughts are to move on, to prepare to move on. Okay. For some of you, you're like, all right, let me just, pick up my little losses and keep it pushing. All right, keep it moving forward. All right, but this is, this is you maybe going overseas, planning on something here. This is you, expansion, taking action to an adventure. Maybe you're waiting for something here. Maybe you're waiting for something. This is you preparing expansion. You already did the two, of wands. Now you're on the three. Now you're in the next step of something here. All right, action and adventure. Somebody's maybe going on a travel overseas or something like that. You're improving your status though. All right, your immediate future. This is what's about to happen for the Gemini collective. For the Gemini collective. Yeah, choices here, many choices. You have choices. Maybe you're confused about something. Maybe there's too many choices. Maybe it's a difficult choice here. But this is you kind of like poor concentration, scattered energy, illusion, inability to cope. But this is, opportunity and extreme. So this is, maybe you can't decide on something. All right. This is your fears right here. Your emotional concerns about the situation is your love and your partnership. Something to do with your partnership. Maybe you're confused about something. Maybe you're balancing too much with, something to do with guarding yourself. Maybe it has to do with this money. Maybe you guys are moving. Okay. Maybe this is the end of the hostility too. This is love and new partnership. And this is your emotional concerns regarding the situation, whatever your situation is here. It's a union. It's an exchange. It's a connection. This could mean friendship, romance. This could mean the end of hostility, fair partnership here. And how others see you is having anxiety. This is how other people seeing you right now. Having anxiety, probably being sad, being worried about something, not being able to sleep. Maybe lack of confidence. This is environmental factors. Maybe something around you, having to balance all this. Maybe this investment wasn't good. Having to guard yourself, having resilience also. I feel like, somebody here has been through it. Hold on a second, What you wish for right now. For some of you, maybe you're going through anxiety with your other half, your partner. This can be a friend. This can be your partner, your other half, wife, fiance, husband. And then your hopes, what you really wish for, is having enough resources. I feel like, this is you taking action. You want to take action. You want to create all these different things. You want to be successful, but you want to take action, the opportunity. You just want opportunity, the ability to achieve all these goals, So this is the magician having, everything, all the resources around you to create whatever you need or to get the resources that you need. So this is you, your hopes, what you really wish for. This is you being a magician, and Spirit says, yes, you do have all the resources and everything that you need. You just got to look closely. Okay. Maybe there's too many, maybe you're confused and there's just too much around you and you can't, get a minute to breathe. Like, hold on a second. Let me just, concentrate on what I got to do, foresight, your crowning thoughts. Hold on. Let me, make some effort. Let me improve this. Let me, try to take some action, have some foresight on what, I need to do here, some true effort on what I need to do. Let me concentrate. Hold on a second. Answer to your question, the outcome is, the Hierophant. This is the answer to your question. This is spiritual progress. This is education, spiritual guidance, unity. This is the answer to your question. Maybe it's community, your church. Maybe, you need to seek advice about something. Maybe there's a bridge that, something with a bridge, a spiritual power, somebody needs either an education on something or guidance, maybe some wise counsel of some sort. Seek advice, seek counsel, conservation. What is this? Let's do this 20 frames. All right. What is this for Gemini spirit? This is somebody probably try to, take your money or something like that. Now you got to defend yourself. There's a conflict about money and balancing. I don't know. I just heard child support or something like that. That doesn't belong to everybody. But I heard child support. What is this? What is this, Spirit, Gemini? The 21st is significant. The 12th is also significant. I heard short blonde hair or something, shoulder length blonde hair. Yeah, what's about to happen? Yeah, you're uncertain about something. Maybe somebody's trying to confuse you. All right. What is this? It says, trust the journey. Your connection is protected, divinely guided. That's it. You're divinely guided. I feel like, something is telling you to, whatever, when you hear something's telling me to, that's you're being guided. You have your guides with you here. Trust the journey. Your connection is protected. So, you might be dealing with a water sign here. Okay. A Pisces, Cancer, a Scorpio. But it says, trust your journey. The connection is protected. So whatever journey that you're going on here, like I said, maybe you're going on a journey of a new career, journey of something new here, whatever this is that had you, having balanced out everything and having to, skillfully manipulate all these things around you, Number 24 is significant as well. May 24th, Ace of Swords. That's right, a breakthrough. That's right, clarity and honesty. This is you, your third eye, your intuition. Your intuition is, they're telling me to tell you, Ace of Swords, hold on a second. Don't be confused. You're going to have a breakthrough, clarity and honesty. All you got to do is follow your heart. All right. All you got to do is follow your heart and follow your first instinct. If you don't follow your first instinct, that's it. You're going to be messed up. Maybe, you need to follow something here. Maybe your dreams or something like that too. Okay. Ripped apart, vulnerable in love. Love exposed the truth. All right, love exposed the truth. Yeah, something happened here. Some kind of clarity happened here. Some kind of delusion, I think, came to clarity. Maybe you can't decide or inability to, cope with all this. truth hurts, it hurts too. Don't worry, it's okay. If this is something that ended, ripped apart, it was meant for your own good. You know, it was meant for your own good. There's something better they're saying out there. Don't be, you know, an illusioned or something, or disillusioned, or being an illusion, okay? 777 is significant. 77 or June 7, June 17th, May 27th is also significant. You can be seeing 777 or 333. All right, Knight of Pentacles here in your heart. This is, you know, taking things slow, patient, stable love, it says here. Knight of Pentacles. This is somebody who's going to work hard, you know, somebody who's working hard. And this is somebody in your heart chakra. So maybe it's this union here. Maybe, you know, for some of you, you're fear of losing them, or they're in fear of losing you. Maybe you're pregnant, but the 10 of Cups is here. Or, you know, something to do with a baby. Maybe it's the beginning, like I said. Maybe there's child support involved here of some sort. Maybe there's a baby involved, but, you know, remain in darkness or embrace the light. It says internal conflict. Something to do with your internal conflict with your other half, with your connection with somebody. Okay, can be anybody. This can be somebody who's close to you. You know, it's a lover, whatever, you know, sacred chakra. But, you know, in your gut, you know, somebody knows in their gut that they're gonna be happy. They're gonna be happy with this person. But some kind of truth wants to come out here, because they're saying remain in the darkness or embrace the light. Remain in the dark, so wake up to something. You know, something, you're going to be waking up to some kind of breakthrough, some kind of clarity, some kind of love, expose the truth of some sort. Something's going to be exposed here, okay? Maybe even pregnant, you know, it can be good news. You know, it doesn't have to be bad. Not everything's bad. It can be good news is coming. Yeah. Everything happens for a reason, whether it's bad or good. It happened for your highest good. If you're a good person, you know who you are. You do everything right. You do the right thing all the time by people. You're a healer. You know, you do the right thing. Period. You're divinely guided, and everything that bad happens for a reason is for your own good. You know, because the outcome is gonna be great. So if you're feeling like in this energy right here that, you know, out in the cold and feeling like you're having financial struggles, don't worry. You're going to come out of this. Yeah, look at that. Both of them came out. So you got Queen of Wands here, Aries. All right, energy. You know, taking things, you know, putting your shit on and going. All right, getting your sex appeal on, sensual, ambitious, driven. You know, you're ambitious. This is what grounds you, okay? And then the 7 of Swords. And this is deception. This is lies. This is somebody being sneaky. So this can be that this Queen of Wands is being sneaky or something, or somebody sexy, you know, around your energies, who's very good looking, works, you know, handles their business, says deception and lies here. And then right, you know, before that was remain in the dark or embrace the light, like internal conflict. Somebody knows something here. Somebody knows something, and they just, you know, they want to end a hostility, or they want to, you know, maybe they just want to keep it in. Maybe somebody's, you know, moving in silence here. But this is 7 of Swords. This is, you know, trickery, you know, deceitful. Could be you moving in silence here, though, too. Because somebody's moving in silence here. They can be a fire sign. Sagittarius, Leo, Aries. But somebody definitely is. What else for Gemini spirit? Now take it. There's no gender in tarot, so take it where it resonates. But yeah, that's why somebody wanted to leave you confused or something like that. Now you're just guarding yourself. Or you guarded yourself and now you have all these obligations. Or you're going with the flow. What's this? Heartbreak. Yeah. Well, where are you? Again, heartbreak. I feel like, and look, left out in the cold came out. And that's, left out in the cold right here. Feeling rejected, isolation, loneliness, scarcity mindset, being left out in the cold. Straight up, ran out of resources. It came out again. Maybe you got some clarity about somebody trying to manipulate you or confuse you of some sort, but there's heartbreak here. And then, of course, right above that is divinely guided. This is you, unable to move on, suffering and grieving, but they're saying, trust the journey. All right. Trust the journey. You're going to be okay. Happen for your better good. All right. Best thing that can happen to you. Best thing that can happen to you. The person wasn't honest. No, the person wasn't honest. You might be feeling isolated and feeling like, maybe somebody left you, you're pregnant, you have kids, and they left you, like that, out in the cold, and, ripped apart. What's this ripped apart? This investment that you made maybe with this person, or you're investing into something right now. Maybe there's a house that you're investing into right now. Happiness, look at that. Happiness, finding happiness, happy ending. You see, feeling blessed and grateful. For some of you, it's the best thing. Like I said, it's the best thing that's going to happen to you. You're going to be happy. Even though you were ripped apart here, vulnerable in love, all right, ripped apart, it's okay. You're going to find your happiness, all right? It happened for a reason, for your own good, all right? You might be seeing 222 or 22 is significant, 2207. But feeling nostalgia, this is in your heart right here. Maybe there's something or someone in your energy that makes you feel like, I know this person from somewhere, nostalgic energy. All right, you're getting that nostalgic. There's memories here. Maybe you're with this memories with this person, pleasures and sadness at the same time. Maybe stuck in the past. Maybe you're unable to move on. Maybe this person left you out in the cold. But you're gonna be happy, You gotta be vulnerable in love. You can't be bitter or whatever because one monkey don't stop the show. You know what I mean? So move on, go with the flow, let go, let God. God got you. You're divinely guided. Straight up, the Hierophant's here up there for you. The outcome, the answer to your question. Listen to your guides. You do have guides. You just gotta listen to them. When you stop listening is when things go wrong, if you haven't noticed. Okay, what's this? You might feel like I just heard, you might feel like, oh, my knight in shining armor. I just heard that. Options, all right? So a difficult situation, exploring possibilities, fear of choosing wrong. That's right. This is you over here, your fears with this partnership. Fears of choosing wrong because you probably have a lot of options again. It's a difficult decision, and that's why this came out in your immediate future. You're exploring possibilities, a fear of choosing wrong, a difficult decision. Maybe this can be a house, this can be a person, this can be a job, this can be whatever. But definitely somebody here is having a difficult time on making up their mind about something, difficult decisions about something. All right. And this can be about good news. I mean, it doesn't, again, not everything is bad. All right. So here we got cut through. Emotional mental clarity. Secrets come to light. What did I say? Breakthrough. All right. Again, with the breakthrough. So cut through. Here we go. Emotional clarity. Secrets come to light. This is like the same card, but it's two different decks. All right. Ace of Swords, You got mental clarity, honey, from this person. So it says embrace the light. Well, yeah, it says secrets come to light right above it. All right. So this is significant, guys. This option that, these decisions you have to make or whatever, this emotional clarity that's coming to play here for you. What's the Seven of Swords and Queen of Wands? What is this? Yeah, fights. Fights. All right. And that's what the Seven of Swords is, deception and stuff. Maybe that's why you're fighting with these people, creating drama, arguments, moments of tension, it says here. Fights with the Seven of Swords. So yeah, because they're being sneaky. So you probably had a fight with somebody, or you're gonna have a fight with somebody because they're trying to, be sneaky, or trying to be, trick you in some way or something, trying to be all secretive and lying and all that stuff, infidelity and all that shit. That's why there's moments of there's arguments and tension and disagreements. Yeah, that's why you're probably guarding yourself here. All right, and you're planning to move forward. Like, you know what? I'm out of here. You know what? I got to get out of here. I'm done. I'm done with you. Goodbye. Let's see. What's this? What's the gossip here? What's the gossip for Gemini before I wrap this reading up? Don't forget to subscribe so my spirits can pick up on your energy, being that it's an exchange of energy. They can pick up on your story or whatever. Don't forget to like. Okay, keep me motivated to come back, and I'll definitely be doing more frequent readings, okay? Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, all that good stuff, guys. I really appreciate each and every one of you, Gemini. Yeah, somebody's trying to sugarcoat something, sweet but deceptive words, empty compliments, hidden insults. Too good to be true. All right, too good to be true. Somebody has, sugarcoating shit, they're sweet but deceptive words. All right, but look, life lessons. Right where feeling rejected is, and the breakthrough and clarity, Ace of Swords, wisdom gained, there it is. Completing cycles, growth through experience. I'm wiser now. This is you. I'm wiser now. For some of you, brown skin, short hair, beard. All right. Some of you, favorite color is pink. Okay, plastic smiles. Yeah, fake smile, kindness, forced friendliness. All right. Friends in name only. All right, hiding resentment behind smiles. Look, and then it says happiness right above that. And then, love exposed the truth. So somebody is in your energy, like this. All right, being happy and, meanwhile, they're just patting you in the back just to figure out where they're going to stab you. So don't believe the hype. There's plastic smiles around you. All right. Let me get one more. Okay, that's up for that. Spilled tea. So somebody spilled the tea. Secrets were exposed. Gossip is spreading. Leaked information. Oops, it's out. What did I say? Again, this came out. There was clarity and honesty that came out. All right, mental clarity that came out. Something happened here. Confirmation. But somebody spilled the tea about something here. Something was exposed, okay? Something was exposed, and maybe this is the reason why, you're confused about something. Somebody's fake flexing around your energy as well, okay? Pretending that they're wealthy, showing off, borrowed luxury, deceptive bragging, rich on Instagram, broke IRL. They're fake flexing. Somebody in your energy is fake flexing, like it says, being left out in the cold with, something that you invested in. All right. But they were fake about it. They were pretending to be wealthy. This can be in your energy right now. Everybody knows their own, thing. I do private readings. My information is down below. Don't forget to subscribe and like. Aesthetic. All right. This is somebody seeker of self-restraint, abstinence, purification, discipline. I feel like with the Hierophant up there. This can be you, a friend. For some of you, you have a dog, or like a German Shepherd, a brown dog, a black dog, sharing joy, support, companion, keeper of trust. There's a friend around you. Or a friend can be, this person who's pure and disciplined, a seeker of self-restraint. Or there's a madman around you too. Embracer of madness, frenzy, chaos, unruly, possession, likes to fight, who's sneaky. Okay, be mindful of that. Okay, let me give you angel number. Gemini, Gemini, Gemini. Give me a message and a number for Gemini. 4466. Okay, 44. June 4th is here. June 6th is here. May 24th is also here. You can be seeing 666 or 444 in that sequence. All right, 4646, that's significant. Maybe somebody's 46, 47, or 48 years old. Okay, but this means designed by God. All right, designed by God. You were designed by God. Clarity. This is perseverance and guardianship, transformation, and growth. All right, your angels ask you to pay attention that your focus is too much on the physical world. They asked you to completely hand over your worries to them so that they can step into to assist. All right. So hand your worries to them so they can step in to assist. Balance your focus between heaven and earth and know that the supply you need is truly unlimited, especially when you work hand in hand with the divine hand. Okay? That's what they're saying. You have all the resources that you need, guys. All right? It says balance your focus between heaven and earth and know that the supply you need is truly unlimited. All right, especially when you work hand in hand with the divine hand. All right, stay prayed up. For some of you, you're good witches, white witches. All right. This was your reading. I hope that it resonated with you. Don't forget to like, love, subscribe, all that good stuff. And please be kind to one another. Don't be mean because mean people suck. Okay. Mwah. I love you guys. I will see you soon. Peace out.